Afternoon, guys and girls. Just thought I'd run through. I get a lot of questions from clients of mine about what exactly is a slice when you look at some data numbers. So there's sort of numerous things that can cause a slice, which I'll go through in a minute. But if you look at and there's a few other factors that kind of bleed into why you'll be hitting a slice, but I thought I'd just break it down to a few base data points. So if we look on the left here, this was a shot that I would consider a slice. Now it's sort of open to interpretation. What is a slice? What's not a slice? So a lot of people, can aim a mile left, hit a ball that curves. This is for a right-hander, curves left to right, 30 yards into the middle of fairway, and just say, it's a straight shot in the end. But I would still consider that to be a slice just because of the action used and the open face and the path a long way left. So it's sort of interpretive, but this one I've sort of got one where it's actually started a little bit left and then ended up quite a fair way to the right, which would be your general slicing shot for a right-handed player. So if we look at just sort of some simple data numbers, you've got a club path of minus 12 degrees. So for right hand, this is a long way to the left. So that's that coming from outside to in club path. And then the face angle, which is minus 3, which you would think is shut to your target line. So the ball would go left, but because it's actually a long way open to this path. So if this face angle number was minus 6, we'd probably just have a big kind of banana-ing fade / slice shot that would come back to the target. But because it's a long way open, it's 9 degrees open to the club path, we're going to get a shot that's going to start to the left, and then it's going to start 3 degrees to the left roughly and cut a long way off to the right. So you can see in the end it's had pretty much 15 meters of curve and ended up 9.3 meters right of what our target was. So in a general, depending on what you're aiming at, if it was a wide fairway, not too big a deal, but if we're hitting at a green or at a pin on the right-hand side of the green, you're missing that green, and it's going to, either make it difficult or could be in a hazard or a bunker or something hard to get out up and down of the general person. So compared that to a generally straight shot. So if you look at this shot over here, we've got a path of 1.3, the face angle is 1.3. If this was sort of hit dead center, and a few other numbers can affect how this would go straight, but it actually, because of contact point and a few other data points, which I won't really go into because they're a little bit more complicated, we've had a curve of 2.4 meters to the left, so it's a slight draw. So it started slightly right because the path's right. When it's a positive number, it's obviously going to start to the right for a right-hander. So the face angle is 1.3, so the ball starts slightly to the right. Your face to pass zeroed out, but because of the contact point, it's actually drawn slightly back to the target. So it's only ended up 0.9 meters left of the pin or fairway if we were hitting in a fairway. And what this sort of face to path number sort of correlates to is the bigger that number is, the more curve you're going to have on your shot. So if this face to path number was much like the slice shot, say it was 10, 11, 12, 20 degrees, you've got a big difference between what your path is doing and what your face is doing, which is going to cause that spin axis, either left or right, and you're going to get a big banana-ing shot. And don't get me wrong, if you can control your path, if you were hitting shots and you're like, I like hitting a big fade, I like my path being this way, then that's fine. But most people, you find, especially when you get a path of minus 12 and you start hitting that little slice shot, so it's curving off to the right, you're going to find there's going to be the odd time where you square the face up, often with your hands, because there's a few things that what you do with your body and your face orientation in your swing is going to be the few shots that you're going to pull straight left. You're going to actually get the face square. So if you got this face angle to -12, and that was -12 as well, you're going to get a straight pull left into the, on the left-hand trees instead of the right-hand trees. So that's sort of your basic overrun of what a slice is in just some data points. There's plenty of things that cause a slice. Sort of the common things I see are mostly people that have an open face, either from takeaway or something they do in their swing. They get quite steep. They don't have the correct wrist angles that would match up in their swing, and that results in them sort of consciously or subconsciously knowing the face is a mile open, so they actually swing a long way to the left to actually hit big curves and actually hit some fairways or greens. There's not too many people who have a really open face and not the correct sort of wrist angles and body movements and pressure movements in their swing, and just hit, have a really open face and hit straight all day and just hit giant cuts off to the right. Most people at some point, if they've played enough, will start to pull their path to the left, thinking, well, if I swing left, that will stop that slice going straight off to the right, where it's more of a band-aid fix for a situation. So that's sort of your few basic things that may cause a slice. But there's numerous sort of matchups and things that people will do in their swing, causing that big slice shot. So obviously, if you want to know why you slice or see some data numbers on what causes your slice for you, as well as some video stuff to kind of compare data with video and so you get an exact diagnosis of why you can't hit the draw shot or anything like that, then hit me up on email or call the Pro Shop Wentworth Pro Shop, and we can book in a lesson and get moving with it. Cheers.